answering this question, what was the structure you were creating in your mind? One is that we have some rough structure. We may not have a perfect template to follow. Another is that whatever comes to our mind, we keep speaking. It is not wrong or bad, but that is another way of doing it. One is following a certain template, a structure, section by section. Another is whatever we are able to collect in our memory, we keep on speaking. What were you doing and how were you presenting? Tell me about what was happening in the back of your mind while
I already told you that to lack of knowledge. If you
Mhm.
are not able to make a structure, good structure, and you don't have knowledge or vocabulary, like vocabulary, then how will you
Mhm.
describe things without knowing in English? You know Hindi, in
Mhm.
Hindi how to describe,
Mhm. Mhm.
but if you don't know how to describe things, that's the same thing, in English.
Mhm.
So how
I
will
will
you
I will
describe?
tell you something. I will tell you something here. The current standard that I see in your language, your vocabulary, your language power, I have full faith that the minimum basic that I am doing, you can do it very well. You need more practice for sure. For example, the explanation that I just did not contain any high sounding words, did not contain any very huge or heavy words, right? They had very simple, commonly used terms that you are also using. Yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you here is I'll come to your vocabulary part also. I'll address that also. But first, I'm telling that our ability to speak in sections or structures is very important in delivering any subject. Now, if you remember in the beginning of our class, you also told me, how to, I think you used the words format or structure. I don't know, something. You told something about that. So my mind went into that. And let us try to, create structural answer templates. Yeah. Now coming to vocabulary, which maybe is bothering you a little. Vocabulary is not a very difficult task, but a little, tedious. You have to do it repeatedly. Let me give you an example. For instance, if you are trying to learn vocabulary on a certain topic, let's say the topic is travel and tourism. Okay? Imagine travel and tourism. So you pick up words regarding travel and tourism, which is very easy. You can get it on the internet, you can get it through ChatGPT, whatever, right? You make a list of, let's say, 40, 50 words which are relevant to travel and tourism whenever we are talking about it. Now, these 50 words you break them down into 10 words each. So let's say different five different brackets of words. These 10 words you pick up and you create a 7-day plan. Okay, a 7-day plan where every day these 10 words are repeated in sentences, whether you speak it or whether you write it, depending on what is available to you. If you have a speaking availability where you can speak, let's say a session like this, you use those 10 words voluntarily. If needed, you can write it down so that you don't forget. In case you don't have this facility where you can speak, use these 10 words in three different sentences every day for 7 days. Yeah. This helps you remember that word, as well as it helps you to know where exactly you use it. Context. Word memory plus context of where to use it. As I said, it's a little slow and tedious process, but it's a very helpful process. It makes you remember and recollect those words.
So
No, that's not an
this is the
issue.
main reason.
Hmm. No, no, I'm not talking about language at all, right? I'm not at all worried about English or mistakes in English. That is secondary. Primarily, we are looking at structure of answering any subject, any topic. Okay. For example, we are talking about challenges or struggles of talk, challenges and struggles of a person preparing for government jobs. Yeah, and whatever you have told is okay. I don't have a problem with the answer. What I'm trying to say is, can we put it into a better format? Yeah. A more approachable, understandable, accessible format. Easy to understand format. For example, first we create a hook line. You know what is a hook line? That instantly catches the attention of the listener. Yeah, because ultimately our purpose of preparing here or exercising and practicing here is to be able to become an impressive speaker. Yeah. So first we start with the hook line. For example, cracking a government job is not for the faint hearted, or cracking a government job is the task of Hercules. Something like that, right? A hook line that someone listens and immediately they're attracted to what you're trying to tell, right? Creating that rough, that buzz effect, a little bit of generating interest. It's like, "Arey, kya bol diya isne?" Right? Something interesting initially in the first breaking of the topic, then followed by a little bit of explanation of what you just spoke. Example: it may take some people years to crack a decent government exam, while others may do it a little early. But statistics proves that a huge number of people actually find it very hard and dedicate years of their life in securing a position through government examinations. This is a little bit of explanation of the initial hook line that we created.
Yes,
I don't believe in being absolutely great in your
but you did.
attempts.
But you did. You described well, and so that's why just I'm trying to tell you that yes, just knowledge is matter. I think matter is knowledge. If you have a good knowledge, so
Hmm.
definitely you can describe things. So whatever the way you described in front
Hmm.
of me,
Hmm.
I got astonished because I know you are a tutor, so you have knowledge, you have been experiencing like these things on daily basis. So
Yes.
you know everything. How
Hmm.
can I and how can I make them standard my whole teach students? But I don't have knowledge
Hmm.
and I don't have visual advanced structure. You
Hmm.
used
Both
a
the
lot
things,
of maybe.
Sarvesh, both the things, structure as well as vocabulary, it will come with time as you do more. Yes. See, there are two thoughts. One is that I will start doing and I will be very good at it. That's a wrong thought process. I will start doing, I may underperform, I may not have the best performance, but I'll keep doing. I'll keep doing to a time when I start performing in a very impressive manner. This is the only way of getting there. Whether structure, whether language, whether vocabulary, it is only through doing that you'll get better. Yes?
Yes, yes. And whatever I have done so far here,
Hmm.
it was my, you can say, uh, not like, yeah, I didn't want to, but what can I do? Just, I'm not feeling well. And I don't want to say here, but, I don't know. I'm not feeling well. And due to, you can say, few circumstances, and the first stage, I don't have a job. So that's why I'm struggling a lot to get a job. And I got many failure in my life. So that's why you can say, I think a lot. You can say
I know.
I
I
have
know.
become overthinker.
Yeah.
Overthinker.
Yeah.
Maybe just you can say if you don't have any job and as well you are nulla or you can say dull and you are not doing anything. Mostly people say that he's a nulla because he's not doing. He's a worthless. If you have been preparing for government job and you couldn't, so definitely people will say that you are worthless in this world. You are garbage. Maybe it can be anything, but so that's why I was not. I had an anxiety in my mind, so that's why I could not.
It's okay. Sarvesh, listen, listen. Listen, my dear friend, listen. All of us have our own difficulties in life. Yeah. Right now, I'm sitting here, and some of my other students who are regular, they know that I'm in extreme cervical pain right now. They literally, believe me, I'm in extreme cervical pain. मतलब हिंदी में ही बोलना पड़ेगा अब तो। ऐसा कोई पोजीशन नहीं है जिसमें मैं कंफर्टेबल हो पाऊं। मैं कॉन्स्टेंटली कोशिश कर रहा कोई तो पोजीशन मिल जाए, हाथ ऐसे कर लूं वैसे कर लूं, राइट? सो आई नो इसका आपके, इट्स नॉट कनेक्टेड टू योर लाइफ और एनीथिंग, बट व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज There is never a time in life where you will have things sorted, right? Even Narendra Modi doesn't have things sorted for himself. There will never be a time. There will always be some difficulty or the other which will keep bothering you, right? If you get a job, some other problem will be bothering you. Maybe you'll get a bad boss, right? You never know. I wish you don't get, but you never know if what kind of person you'll get, right? So there will never be a time when you will have all things always in your favor. So it
Yeah,
is up to you how you get accustomed to this idea that this is how life is. Human birth is all about this
got it.
difficulties and acceptance of those difficulties.
Yeah,
But
yes.
anyway, from a feedback point of view, I think you're underestimating yourself. Seriously, I'm telling you very much. I think at least I don't know about you or your life or your personality. That I'm not commenting on. But at least as far as your English communication challenges and struggles of preparing for government jobs.
Yeah, got it, sir. And I think definitely maybe I will try to
Sure.
describe things, whatever I have knowledge about
Hmm.
challenges
Okay.
and whatever I have struggled. So
Hmm.
if I talk about challenges, so there is no challenges. If you are good at and you have desire to become something like government officer in your life, and you have fully focused 100%, you are doing 100%, and you are free uh, from like for your everything like a financial eligible family, they have been supporting you, and as well you are eager, you are eager to get a government job, so there is no challenges. And if I talk about who are belonging to slum area or villagers, so they don't have much money, they don't have a much environment, good environment to learn things, so they have a lot of challenges to learn new things, to meet new strangers, to talk to them, share, tell your story, and then they will tell you because they have been living in city areas and they know everything about things like government things or private job. How will you get? They have been living in city area, and if who are not living and city area, and who wants to do something in their life, so definitely he has a lot of struggle in his life because he doesn't know about it. And the second thing is that if you have desire to become something in your life, so definitely you will get. No one will stop you in this world. But just you need to focus 100%, give your 100%, be disciplined, kind, as well, consistency. Then you will able to achieve your goal.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
While speaking, just I was thinking,
Hmm. Yeah. So you were thinking and speaking, correct?
yeah,
Whatever was you were able to recollect, or whatever you
yeah,
felt that okay, this is.
maybe
Hmm.
I did not give answer. Maybe just because of lack of experience or lack of knowledge. I'm
Okay.
learner, so I don't have much knowledge about English. So that's why
Hmm.
maybe you can say I was not able to make good
Hmm.
sentences.
Yes.
Mm. Got it, sir. But I